Something so cool about asking for the Lord to confirm when you're not 100% sure. So, this was my first time going to London after grad school. At that time, I was like, Lord, do you want me to go to London? I need to know it's you leading me there rather than me just like la, da, 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 going. At that time, I was like, okay, God, if this is you leading me, show me in a way where someone is providing for me financially that is so outside of my realm, because I needed to know. I wasn't making up this conviction to go like in my head. I just needed to know that I know that I know that the Lord is with me. I pray this, and I have to look back in my journal, but it must have been within like the 2 weeks. I get a suspicious email. By suspicious, I mean they claimed they were from Apple. They had come across an old YouTube video of mine, saw a video of me in my conducting class conducting a bunch of laptops. They were asking if they can use that for their commercial. And I was like, this must be a joke. I was like, ain't no way. It didn't have millions of views. It had like 50,000 views. And I was like, okay, how did they find this video? Because it was like in the middle of the video. I looked her up on LinkedIn, and sure enough, she really was from Apple. For me, that was like the Lord confirming that it was him leading. I had a very specific prayer, and the Lord answered. And this is all based on Judges 6, when Gideon was called a man of valor, when he was literally being a coward, doing whatchamacallit, like wine press and all of that, hidden, when you're supposed to be like doing that on the open field, because he was scared of the enemy. The Lord was calling him into his identity, and Gideon, he was like, Lord, I will obey, but can you just confirm with this fleece and just have the rain, like rain all around the fleece and not hit the fleece, and have the fleece be dry? And then he did that. And so then the next day was like, Lord, please, can you be kind to me and do the other way around, where it's just the fleece that's wet and the whole ground being dry? I forgot which order it was, but then the Lord kindly confirmed twice. That was justification for me to ask the Lord to confirm, because he knows my heart and me wanting to obey his word. I went to London again the second time later that year without asking the Lord for confirmation. And I believe I had disobeyed the Lord. But kindly, he allowed me to use that as a learning lesson of what it means to seek his voice. But because I love London so much and it felt like home, I had to come back, and then decided to fly back out without asking the Lord for his confirmation, because he had confirmed the first time, right? Wrong. This is much like when Moses, the Lord guided him to like strike a rock for the water to come out. And then the second time he just assumed rather than asking the Lord. Yeah, I truly believe that I had disobeyed. But this isn't to say like be scared to step out. It's the heart posture. I think I became arrogant, and I was like, clearly this is what the Lord wants, rather than being in relationship with him and asking him. The Lord is cultivating every single person very uniquely, much like individual flowers. It doesn't hurt to ask the Lord for confirmation, but actively pray and seek out in obedience. And sometimes the Lord will confirm through reminding you what he has told you before. Whether you're deciding to go to a place for a missions trip or to go to a different city to move there, I would really encourage you to pray about it and believe that the Lord will speak to you. It's okay to have very specific prayers. For me, like asking the Lord to show a really random source of financial provision to come where like I couldn't manipulate it, just made it so clear that it was the Lord when Apple reached out, paid for 2 seconds of my video. And so same with you. I think the more specific we are about our prayers, it's so clear that we can give glory to the Lord. This journey, I'd say, is yes for you to learn of the Lord's faithfulness, but also when you invite other people into the story, they get to give God the glory as well. I challenge you to pray and be bold in your prayers and specific in confirmations. So in the meantime, step out into the water and be blessed.